Hey, everybody, we out, me and the lady out here talking about General Johanna being a sodomite, y'all. How y'all doing this evening?
Are you outside playing with them?
Hey,
If you
family.
find them, tell them to come home.
Talking about General Johanna,
Tell
me and
her
the
over
lady
there.
talking about General Johanna being a sodomite, family. You better not let that cat run out of here. Look, close the door.
Go.
Yeah, me and the lady out here talking about General Johanna being a sodomite, family. But listen, this show is going to be a little
No,
bit
you
more
stop.
serious than that subject. Yes, General Johanna is a sodomite, and yes, they deserve to get a little bit torn up this evening. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just telling y'all what we heard, what we was talking about, family.
I don't know. My phone's on the charger.
The subject tonight, man. Y'all see the title? I couldn't just write shit in the title, family. I couldn't do that. But Lord knows the title is the motherfucking truth. And I'm sorry, y'all. It's Sunday night. Some of y'all just fell about the church, lying to God and yourself. But let's get real, family. And let me say peace to Miss Beverly. Peace to dear brother Showtime. Peace to my brother here, my brother Larry. Peace to you, family. Peace, my brother. Yeah. Y'all see the title. And we're going to talk about it for a little bit. And we're going to be real. We're going to be real tonight. We're not going to be fake. Because how does anybody progress in a community or in a country or even in your family and you can't be honest with yourself? I tell a lot of these nut ass Christians and a lot of these nut ass Israelites, nigga, y'all too heavenly minded to be any earthly good. Some of these Christians would literally run away if they hear a man cursing. But going to church and it's got drunks in there and pedophiles and all kind of shit that ain't being taken care of. We're gonna be real tonight. Got a lot of Christian friends, got a lot of Israelite friends, and trust me, when it comes to what I'm talking about, I don't give a shit about none of that because truth takes precedence over that. Real talk. What is the truth? Here is the truth. Black and brown lives don't mean shit. Believe that. One more time. Let's say it again just for the sake of saying it. Black and brown lives. Like, share, and subscribe, family. Follow me on Instagram, Edwards Michael 3447. But black and brown lives, family, don't mean shit. Why am I saying that? What's happening for righteous black folk? Word. Let's all say it at the same time. Wherever y'all at, let's get on the same wavelength and let's say this shit. Black and brown lives don't mean shit. Hey, Sister Candy, how you doing, sister? Good to see you. I'm gonna say it again for a few more times just to let this shit get set the atmosphere, right? Real talk, Showtime. Good to hear you doing well, Sister Candy. God damn, you had me laughing so hard the other night. I'm telling you. But family, here's the truth. One more time. Black and brown lives don't mean shit. Get a t-shirt. Put that shit on a t-shirt. Hashtag it on Instagram. Hashtag it on Facebook. Hashtag it on Twitter. Black and brown lives don't mean shit. Why am I saying that? What's happening, Tom Rob? Peace to you, family. The reason I'm saying this title, is not because of police oppression, family. No, 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 no. I know a lot of people thought I was going to be in here bashing on the police and bashing on the feds and bashing on the prisons and bashing on the legal system and bashing on the judicial system and bashing on the white man, calling the honky this, honky that, honky this. But fuck that. No. The reason I'm saying black and brown lives don't mean shit is because we already know they don't mean shit to the people that we called, so-called, quote, the white man. We already know that. We've been knowing that shit since they threw Marcus Garvey out the country. Huh? We've been knowing that since Malcolm was shot. And then later we find out that these motherfuckers was all in the walls and shit, cut holes in the wall, sniping the brother. Get your hands out my pockets. Them niggas wasn't shooting that straight. Look up the forensics, family. We all know J. Edgar Hoover didn't give a shit about you. Ronald Reagan didn't give a goddamn about you. Believe that shit. Remember, just say no, but just say yes to millions upon millions of black men that would fall into squalor and filth and start thinking that they got to sell crack to make it. And then they get more time than the white man from Colombia. And I say the white man because most of those people from Colombia are white. Excuse me. Don't tell nobody I said that. But the white man on both sides of the border, he get 10 years for 15 bricks. And you get 10 years for 10 rocks. Ronald Reagan did that to you. Him and his alien looking wife. Real talk. I grew up in the entrance of the crack epidemic in Detroit. I know how much white people in this government and the hidden hand and the hidden powers that be, I know how much they don't give a shit about you black people. Look at what they did to Fred Hampton, and most black people don't even know. Shot Fred Hampton through his goddamn walls while he was in his bed with his wife, and they were very young. Grown ass police in the police department, grown ass FBI agents, and grown ass others killed these young men. Well, specifically our brother Fred, and you ought to go get the story on our brother Fred. We already know white folks don't give a shit about us. We already know. Micah X. Johnson and Gavin Long, they proved white folk don't give a shit about you even in that. But I'm not telling y'all run out and do no bullshit like that because that was stupid. Why was it stupid? Stupid but notable. Why was it stupid? Because they knew y'all wasn't going to follow them and they would die and their lives would mean what? Shit. Most people that's black don't even know those two brothers' names, the first name and the last name. How about Christopher Dorner? Y'all remember Christopher Dorner? They killed Christopher Dorner about 30 minutes away from where I used to live at. Real talk. Christopher Dorner wrote in his manifesto that racism in the police departments in California was too much for him to take, and he was a fucking police. But I said that was stupid because they knew you wasn't going to run behind them. And for all intents and purposes, that is stupid. That's a wasted life, a wasted sacrifice. Why? Because not only to white people, your life don't mean shit, but to your own people. God damn. Wait, let's talk about the white man a little bit more so we can make sure that when we get to the head of this, there will be no doubt that this is reality, family. I said Alton Sterling, remember? They shot Alton Sterling point blank on TV. Cameras on, their little vests and all. Shot him point blank. And you saw that. But how many white men do you get to see get shot point blank on goddamn Action News, evening news, while you and your child in there trying to discuss homework and shit? And then here comes who? Maybe the man from TMZ, the honky from TMZ. Do you think they would let you see him bleeding out from being abused by anybody, police or other? Oh, of course, there's black, white people on the news dead. But I'm telling you, you could see the blood pooling on Alton Sterling's chest. Y'all remember that shit? White people don't give a shit about you. Just make that shit clear before we get to the point. They play your death on camera. Just a couple days ago, little guy in the Bronx. I think his name was Junior. Junior was stabbed by, I think, 5 to 10 grown-ass men. This is what the story says. And that poor little boy, no matter if he was wicked or if he was righteous, I said that poor little boy's death, his murder, him being dragged to his death and stabbed and macheted on the streets of New York. Yeah, They're playing that. But Wendy Williams don't want y'all to play her black ass falling out after she done sniffed up too much fish scale cocaine. They got the power to make you get strikes on YouTube and take all of these videos down off YouTube. Even these Negroes that are the same as the white man. I said these Negroes that are the same as the white man. Why did I say that? Let me say it again. These Negroes that are the same as the white man. I bet you Wendy Williams watched Alton Sterling get shot on TV just like we did. But Wendy Williams and her managers won't allow us to watch her fall out over and over on the camera. Yeah, I told you about that. You gotta get that out of there. Let's talk about it, family. Does Wendy Williams work for herself? Hey, Oprah, does Wendy Williams own her show? I didn't think so. I didn't think she owned her show. I thought it was the white man. Yeah. Got this sister out there laughing at herself, her people, laughing at the white man, but nobody can't even laugh at Wendy. You better not laugh at Wendy. Yeah, that video was cold. And I indeed pray for peace for his family. And he, Brother Showtime, is the reason for this video. Notwithstanding all of the other rappers and the brothers that have died and the fact that them niggas almost could have shot Rico Reckless face off the other day. All of this shit being played before you on social media. And do you not realize that while we're watching that shit should not be? Y'all, goddamn. Should we be able to see young men on the camera walking around each other's neighborhoods, looking for each other with guns on live? And when it's posted, the shit is allowed to post. I know. They might try to fuck me up for saying that. Who? Not my black people, but the white man. They used to sacrifice my YouTube channels every year for saying shit like that. But how the fuck are we not noticing that? We watch our people get slaughtered. We watch black and brown people slaughtered in a fashion that is totally family, totally out of balance with the slaughter we get to see of white people on social media, on television, on Action News. But in a world like that, we know the white man, he don't give a shit about us. But Junior, y'all, how many of y'all got children? It's like from 11 to 17. I do. And I told my son when I saw that video, I said, son, please be careful. because daddy probably wouldn't stop killing people. I wouldn't want to ruin my life over the petty shit that happens in the street between not the white man and us. Because the white man make it clear. But is it clear to black people that your lives, black and brown, don't mean shit, not even to you? Is that clear? Can we make that clear? Let's say that one more time. Your black and your brown life today don't even mean shit to you. And sometimes the value of your life is only worth a click on social media, a thumb up on social media. How about the black people that merchandise the death and the destruction of our people for a click? And most of those are black. You know, we got Vlad that's definitely a fucking culture vulture. What's up, Vlad? If you ever hear this, fuck you. But we definitely got Vlad. He's a culture vulture. But what about you? You didn't think of a black man as being a culture vulture normally. But vultures fuck around with dead shit. Vultures love dead shit. And is that not the appetite, the craving of our people today? The buzzard life. Circle around dead shit, capitalize on dead shit, or even steal dead shit from each other. You ever seen buzzards fighting over a goddamn carcass? It happens. And it happens in black people's communities too. Look on YouTube. One brother dies, then social media goes crazy, and then they suggest nut ass shit, and then the brother dies, and then it starts another cycle of madness. Look at T Street. Rest his soul. Look at Brother Zach. God rest his soul. Did that make black people stop and think? Did it make you put the guns down? Did it make y'all niggas put the motherfucking knives down in Brooklyn that stabbed Little Junior? Did you motherfuckers even, not you all, my people, not the righteous of you, but did you motherfuckers that's living that life, that hate your brown and black brother, did you even take 24 fucking hours before you got that itch again to kill your brother? Sexy Star, hey, blessing to you, family. Real talk show time. Our black people, there was a conversation going on, and I got to bring this up. You know, shout out to you, Sonetta. Shout out to you, Brother Polite. And the reason why I respect both of them brothers so much is because even their arguments are good for the community. Y'all remember the savage conversation? Are our black people savages? I was on Brother Polite show. He invited me on the show to discuss this. I'll post the show for y'all if it's still on his channel, or I'll ask him for it so y'all can see. And I took a position different than my brother Sonetta. Y'all notice me and Sonetta agreed damn near about 99.99999% of the time. Because we do agree. Me and Sonetta agree more than not on everything. But this particular time, Brother Polite said, black people are fucking savages. He said that. Look at my son calling me, y'all. Hold on, fam. Hey, Mike.
Whatever the fuck.
Man, look, I'm on live right now. Say hey to my audience. Say hey, everybody. Say what's up.
Okay.
Say hello to my audience. I'm on live stream right now.
You on live?
Yeah, man, I'm on live. And they hear you.
Oh.
I had to pick up your call. I couldn't just let the call go through. I had to answer because you called me. So what's up, man? You know what? I want you to go on my YouTube channel and watch the show. And then I'm going to call you
Watch
as
this.
soon as I did the show.
Alright.
Okay?
Alright.
All right. I love you, man. I'm going to call you in a minute as soon as I end the show.
Alright.
Okay. What's up, sir?
Can you put this on? I mean, I already
Here's
put it on.
another son. He want to know how to put on a do-rag, y'all. Hold on, family. Let's help him put on a do-rag because he got a girlfriend and he getting hair under his arms. Yeah, boy. And you finna go out and get you some sugar, huh? Get your do-rag on. G. What you wearing a do-rag for?
I don't know. I'm trying to get weight.
Get on out of here, bro. Yeah, I love you too, Austin. Did that what you said? Yeah, man. That was my son, Michael Jr. Austin. Austin is my stepson that lives here, and he's my son. But y'all heard the conversation with my natural son, whom I will kill a motherfucker over for real and die over. And I know most of y'all that have children feel the same way. Shout out to my son. My son is a star. You dig? My son is a young man who's an entrepreneur, family. I ain't gonna tell you what kind of entrepreneur right now because some of these niggas is trolls and I had to fucking kill somebody for real, for real. But he's an entrepreneur. And my junior, Michael Jr., I'm extremely proud of him. Extremely proud of him. And he don't go to jail. Don't go to jail. And he ain't out here killing nobody. He is a respectful, intelligent young man who is an entrepreneur and probably is going to be a millionaire before he get 30. Mike, keep making that money, man. Yes, sir. Daddy applaud you tonight. You hear me? But anyway, family. Black and brown lives don't mean shit. Well, our family lives mean shit because I just told you I'd kill and die over my son. But I'm talking about us as a community. Yeah, man, showtime. We got to. We got to. Our children are worth the whole goddamn galaxy and more. And man, when we learn how to turn that potential on in our kids by speaking life to them, and when they bloom and blow up, man, just imagine millions of young men having their fathers tell them, you are great. You will do great things. You will be what you want to be. You will have what you say. You will live and not die. What if we had millions? Goes along with the title of the show. I said black lives as a community and brown lives as a community don't mean shit. That child right there that I was talking to, Michael, is the one that I sent that video to of poor Junior in Brooklyn that was stabbed to death by grown fucking men. That obviously I think the more accurate story is that he was mistaken identity. But listen to this. In that store, all of the people that were in there were brown, and they were the same race and nationality as Junior. What jumped out to me on the video is these motherfucking grown men. Not only the grown men that were dragging this noticeably child out the door to be stabbed to death, but you got store owners that sat back and watched their brown brother drag another brown brother to his death, even a child. But that ain't really the killing part. No. The store is still fucking open. I'm gonna say that one more time. The store is still goddamn open. If that was my child, and Lord, let me stop saying that. But if that was any of our children, I know for a fact the first person I would have went to visit is the store. I'm not trying to yell fire in a crowded theater, and I'm not telling nobody to go do this shit. I'm just saying what I would do. On security, there are grown brown men watching other grown brown men group gang drag a child noticeably out the door to be stabbed. And not one person in the store said, hey, this don't look right. Hey, that can't happen on my watch. Hey, at least leave the little man alone and leave him in the store. That's what real store owners and people that deserve you patronizing them, that's what they would do. But I said that goddamn store is still open. And the owners are the same nationality or race as the boy that was killed. Now, looking at that, can you see and understand why I'm saying black and brown lives? Not today. They don't mean shit. Not even to elders and older people. I don't think it would be a day when I would watch a young man, a young black man that could potentially be my son, same age, same race. I couldn't watch grown men beat him. I'd go down with him. I ain't gonna lie. Because I was raised in shit and fighting is my thing. And straight up, man, I got kids. But truthfully, my disposition is not far spread in our community. Why? Because again, I told you the buzzard party. Buzzards like to hang around dead shit. And ain't that what our black people are doing? I just said the boy had the camera on Rico Reckless the other day with the gun in his face at the gas station. That's not normal. I said, that's not normal. But the video was allowed to be posted to the internet and nobody's saying, hey man, what kind of shit is that? Y'all walk up smiling. You got a Glock with a 30 stick in it. You walk up and you're waving a gun in somebody's face inches away and you're on live. And that's allowed to be posted. And not only that dude's OGs, but none of these other G's in the street said, man, what the fuck is we doing? I told y'all all of the death. And niggas don't wait 24 hours to think. Niggas don't sit back and say, not even about your black brother. On YouTube, when you die, they run with your story and make it viral. And if it's not viral, nobody tells your story. How many of these fuck ass Negro killers are out here telling Little Junior's story today? How many of these clown ass niggas are at work in their city speaking to the gangbangers and on social media with the gangbangers and emailing the gangbangers and calling the gangbangers and talking to the gangbangers? Black men. How many of y'all doing that? Let me ask you a more poignant question. Since you ain't doing that and it's clear that you're scared of your own people and you would rather trivialize your own people even for profit. We know that. Oh, hold on, let me grab this phone. My lady's phone is ringing. Hold on, family. Shamel, your phone ringing. Hey. Oh. Cuz, I'm... My bad. I'm yelling and shit, y'all. But here, family. All of us grew up in the ghetto. Your charger right there. I threw the phone on the bed. I'm sorry. It was just because it was getting to my ear and stuff. I'm talking. Here it is. We got many, many gangs, many, many murders, many, many guns, many, many prostitutes, and much worse. But when the police pull up, I know some of y'all gonna say, "Oh shit, there he go." But there he go. Real shit. You'll stand up and watch little Junior get stabbed to goddamn death in your business. You'll watch Zach die on camera over and over and over and fucking over. But when the police pull up, all the shooting stops. When the police pull up, all of the stabbing stops. When the sirens come, the gangsters go in. But what do real gangsters do? Real gangsters. Do real gangsters run when the police pull up, but when they pull up on their brother, they let off every shot in the goddamn weapon? Real gangsters don't do that. Those are people that don't give a shit about black and brown lives. And often, those are black and brown people. More often than not. That's a goddamn sick ass thought. But ask yourself that, you that's selling dope. Y'all that's out here doing all this drill shit. You smoking any and everybody. Y'all in Chicago, fam. You that disrespectful. You smoking dead folk and all of that shit y'all doing. Why do you run when the police come? And you're on camera with a whole gang of niggas with guns for other niggas. But when the police pull up, ass and elbows, running. There was a black lady. I think she was not decapitated, but chopped to bits in Chicago. Family. Why nobody's talking about that? Because black and brown lives don't mean shit. Not just to white people, but to you. Not to you all that are intelligent, but to you. You niggas that's out there killing. And you niggas is probably gonna die. You. Black and brown lives don't mean a goddamn thing to you. And that's sad. Because you live to impress black and brown lives. So much so that you'll get your silly ass on the internet and you'll die and kill on the internet to impress people that don't even fucking know you. That's the reality of social media. Especially YouTube and Instagram with these lives and shit. You Negroes killing and dying right before our eyes. Live. I'm telling you, you don't care about each other. How in the fuck do you think other people gonna care about you? And what the fuck are you posting it for? What kind of attention do you want? What kind of kudos and clout do you want from people that don't know you? One more time. Black and brown lives don't mean shit. We understand white people. But to you black and brown people, your own lives don't mean a goddamn thing except a click and a goddamn buzzard party. What's a buzzard party? Niggas that love dead shit, circling around other dead shit. And then when it's really dead, they swoop in and they fight over the dead. Ain't that what the fuck you seeing happening on YouTube in your black communities being played out before the world? And what do you think the white man says when he sees you? Huh? Black Lives Matter. 1,000 goddamn parades. And that's what I call it, a parade. Because you ain't marching for shit. Because that's a lie. Black lives don't matter. Neither do brown lives matter. And they won't matter until black and brown people start to value black and brown lives. I know it's some clown ass bitch niggas just talking about, listen to this coon ass nigga. But my nigga, I grew up in the Detroit. And I grew up in Louisiana. Southeast Louisiana, where it get real bloody. And I'm in California, my niggas. I know what the fuck I'm talking about when I said I was born into the crack epidemic. I saw some of the first lions in the fucking alleys in Detroit. Lions like you see at Walmart on Black Friday. Black people killing. Hey, brother JT, peace to you, family. Black people killing each other. Not just today. We can't just blame Rico Reckless and the fool ass niggas that's out here. We can't blame all these nut ass niggas in Chicago and in New Orleans, where I'm from, and in Detroit and in Cali. We can't blame that. We've got to blame something that's bigger than the dead nigger and bigger than the nigga that loves the dead nigga. We got to blame that old Negro mind. Come here, Brother Sutek. Brother Sutek said death to the Negro. A lot of people didn't understand what he meant. But Sutek was talking about that old nigger mind. That old nigger mind that would give you a YouTube platform or an Instagram platform or a live platform or a real platform out in public doing what we do, like maybe what I do. And you never, ever, ever try to do anything that makes a difference. How many people are in your city? How many people are in your city asking for actual practical things that would stop violence? I've been praying and encouraging others to pray for those that are working in Chicago in the trenches with the gangbangers. What is the most effective thing? Well, the Bible says, the Bible says, the Bible says. I know y'all said, the Bible says. We don't want to hear that shit. You don't want to hear that. But you've gotten to the place that you hate your goddamn self. And you still don't want to hear the word of God. Let me say that one again. I said you've gotten to the place where you hate your goddamn self. And you still don't want to hear the commandments that says to honor your mother, your father, and your sister and your brother. You don't want to hear that. Why? You mad? They killed your homeboy. They killed your brother. Listen to me. I did this one on a video before, and I asked you all to consider this. What is the goddamn score? All of y'all that's playing games out here talking about ops and shit. This ain't no fucking video game. I said, what is the score? Because when the bullets hit you and that shit cool down in your flesh and it really start hurting like no other, it gets real. It's not X's and O's on the game. What's the score? Is it a game? Is it a game? Because that's all tit for tat really is in the street. You kill me, then they kill you, then they kill them. Whoever won. Sister Joyce, you got it down motherfucking pat. 0-0 since 1947, I think, when the first gangs were formed in the heartland and in the west of the country. And y'all didn't realize a lot of them gangs been around since the 40s. Some of these old goddamn gangs and shit. No, the 60s and 70s didn't just, spit out the Panther Party and the Crips and Bloods. No. The Crips and Bloods came out of organizations themselves. Listen to me. Look up Craig Munson. Look up Rolling Avenues. And look up the fact that Crips and Bloods used to wear rags that didn't even mean shit. But now, the rag means your life sometimes. And that shit has spread it all the way to Bootlick, Kentucky. You got Crips and Bloods in Bootlick, Kentucky. Sister Joyce said the score is still 0-0. After 1940, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 2000s, up to 2018. Man, we're about to come up on 100 years of gangbanging around this motherfucker in this country. That's self-inflicted slavery. Somebody said the first gangs didn't come around to the 80s. Go do your research. In the 50s, there were black gangs. They wasn't like they are now. Go look it up. And the score is still goddamn 0-0. Let's move out of California. Let's go to the middle part of the country. Shalom to all the brothers in Chicago. Peace be with you. What's the score, baby? BD, GD, EBK, whatever the fuck you are. What is the score? Still 0-0. How about on the East Coast? Hey, they just stabbed Junior, and Junior was a child and got stabbed in front of grown-ass men by grown men. The same color men. What's the score on the East Coast, family? 0-0. What? Warfare. What's wrong with your hair, man? Is the score 0-0 with that too, family? What happened to your hair, Warfare? The Confederate is winning in the South. It's going straight in the back. What? Your hair is going straight in the back? It's growing like that? I'm gonna let my lady come on here and give tips one day, man. Damn. Warfare, you ain't using that conch, are you? From using Vicks for hair growth. No, don't use Vicks. Warfare, use tea tree root. I got to bring Engender on here. I talked to y'all about that the other day. I got to bring the brother on here with that. It's a hair oil, really for beards and shit. Use tea tree oils and shit like that, man. Because those things really do a lot for invigorating your scalp and your follicles and stuff. I have a little male pattern balding, man, but it's not, you know what I'm saying, to the point where, I'll come out public, you know what I'm saying? I show myself on camera, it's not bad, but yeah, don't use the Vicks. Don't use that. Don't use that. And definitely don't listen to Jermaine Jackson. God damn. I needed that laugh, Warfare, because this shit we talking about is fucking sad. Yeah, man, I'm going to get my lady on here one day, and you look for that, because I'm going to make sure that be soon, maybe the next week or two. Give some tips out, man, and it'll be good advertising for her. Yeah, appreciate you saying that, man. Yeah, we're going to get you some help, Warfare. He said, wow, I slept in a recliner, and the shit went flat. As a relaxer. Man, you better not say that about Vicks out here. And Vicks is cheap. Tazariak could go OD on Vicks, man. Warfarin gonna make Tazariak go buy a goddamn whole carton, a pallet full, right off the 18-wheeler truck of Vicks. Warfarin, you know that brother love to conk his beard, man. Don't be telling them secrets out here, straighten your hair and stuff. You gonna make Tazariak go buy a whole pallet. Yo, man, stop it, man. Let me get back to the point. But real talk, Warfarin, I'm gonna have her on. I'm gonna do that. I ain't gonna forget about you, fam. I don't know if you can fix it. I bet she can help some type of way, man. If it get too bad, just go all the way bald, man. Just cut it all off, start all over again. You know what I mean? If it get too bad, just cut it all off. Just clean as whistle, like LeBron G. Consciousness forehead. Go down to like -1. Yo, Warfarin, let me tell you this, and let me get back to my topic, man. I told y'all this the other day. But our brother LeBron G. Consciousness, it looks like this brother here wash his hair with Brillo pads and Comet. Comet. This boy ain't got no hair on his whole frontal lobe. I mean, all the way up to the soft spot, Warfarin. All the way. And then he got dreads, man. Brother got dreads around the side and they got no goddamn hair on the top. You won't catch LeBron without a hat. LeBron will kill you if you snatch his hat off. LeBron will murder you if you snatch his goddamn hat off, especially on live. Ooh, you be on live and nigga tip behind him and snatch his hat and run out the house. Boy, LeBron probably erase his whole channel and he had to go under a different name like Lex Vortex, man. I got the picture, JT. Look, I'm going to use it on my next live stream. I'm going to just throw it up because sometimes I do abstract stuff like that. Just throw up Tazariak beard conked, and I'm talking about cheese and shit. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make that picture. I'm gonna make sure you get it on the next live I do. I'm gonna put it up as a thumbnail. LeBron's head, you can see clean through a kufi cap. You put a kufi cap on. The kufi cap stretched at the last fiber, family. That kufi cap looked like he was saying, this nigga know he trying to pop me. Lord, stretched that goddamn kufi around his big ass, bald ass head and his dreadlocks. And then when you stretch a kufi like that, man, it make the holes open up, look like bullet holes. JT. Warfarin. Man, when I put that picture up about LeBron's head, LeBron stopped talking about me. LeBron stopped playing with me and messing with my pictures. He stopped mentioning me on his live streams, hating. LeBron even got a picture of my hands. This nigga here is a creep. Y'all know I play the piano, right? So I was in a, look, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get back to the point. I was on a big old concert piano. It was like some type of Yamaha concert. And I was in a cathedral playing where there's a pipe organ. The pipe organ is built into the wall of the church, right? I was there playing and I took a picture with, just chilling, me and my hands. But y'all know I'm an Israelite and we wash our hands a lot and shit and all that. And I don't like dirty hands anyway. But neither do I like lotion. Lotion makes me sweat. So I might be walking around looking normal and then get down to the wrist about the hands and be silver and shit. You feel me? This nigga here took my picture and zoomed in on my hands, Warfarin and JT. Joyce. This nigga got my hands look like a silverback ape hands. Got me on a bad day. Y'all ever seen Tales from the Crypt? How many of y'all that old enough to remember Tales from the Crypt, family? That hand that come out the ground, Tales from the Crypt. Ah! And it be a motherfucking dead man hand and shit. That's how my motherfucking hands look when I don't put no lotion and I be in and out my pockets, family. That's what LaRon caught on the fucking camera, man. Excuse my language. He caught me sitting in the church on the organ, the piano, looking GQ, suit on point, shoes on point, face on point. My hands silver, you dig it? Oh yeah, Warfare, you 35. I remember. I know you remember. Yeah, so LaRon, man, I'm gonna give y'all that picture because he did that, man. That picture, I think he still got that goddamn picture out on his channel. My damn hands. You goddamn creep, you. I love LaRon, but me and him ain't getting along right now. Nigga, foolish, man. Foolish. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he done. We'll say that for the show where I talk about his damn slick ass frontal lobe. This nigga here using Brillo pads and Comet to clean his damn windshield wipers. His windshield. Woo! All right, now that I got that off, let's give the point again. Why do black, huh? Yeah. That burger I always get. Yeah, I'm hungry. Thank you. But here's the question. Here's the question. Since the early 50s, possibly the late 40s. Huh? Here's the question. Sister up here, I think that was Sister Joyce said, still 0-0, right? Since possibly the late 40s, definitely the mid 50s till today, you niggas been running from the motherfucking police. You been running from the police for a lot of reasons. Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party, God rest all of those brothers' souls and peace and black power to their legacy. But we definitely got to be honest. Huey P. Newton turned into a basehead, a crackhead. And how is it that nobody saved Huey, y'all? Nobody saved Huey. They used to, the police be beating a brother. They standing over you with the motherfucking shotguns and shit, making sure you don't go too far. Huey took care of all the black folk, but when Huey got on the motherfucking bass pipe, no black folk said, look, Huey, we ain't gonna let you go out like that. Let Huey die a dopehead. Black power. I said black and brown lives don't mean shit to black and brown people, because you will kill yourselves. And while killing yourselves, the police pull up, you will run, and 99% of you motherfuckers will throw your guns. But you will kill your brother, you'll watch your brothers get killed, and you'll even create a social media frenzy about shit that ain't even true, speculation. And let me mention this. We haven't heard from conscious speculation yet. Y'all know we scare Israel doctrine straight. Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah. All types of good comes out of sometimes bad things. This nigga ain't been back on devilment since we pointed out to him how he lost an opportunity to minister to that brother who was conscious speculation. We ain't gonna bring them all up again because I don't want to drag that legacy into this. But y'all know, if y'all been watching this channel, scared straight, Miss Beverly. Miss Joyce, this nigga scared straight. I seen him on the other day. The nigga washed his face. The nigga put lotion on his face sparkling. Nigga cut his beard. Talking about he an Israelite and then put a razor on his motherfucking beard, G. That wasn't no one like I did mine. Take mine down to one every few months. Negro, we see your follicles missing. But you do look better. On camera, all respectful the other day with this mulatto guy. His shirt buttoned up to the top button, family. This nigga took a bath and a wash. Bless the Lord. Scared straight, JT. I'm going to tell y'all one more time. Scared straight. I remember when we scared God straight. He did the same exact shit. And if some others out there, he'll vouch for you. And I got the screenshot of it. This nigga came on camera with a shirt and a tie on. And a microphone. Looking like he was a ESPN commentator, family. When that tree fell on his motherfucking ass. And the truth really hit him. And he felt guilty and foolish. Nigga come on camera with a tie on. Not a bow tie, European tie. Nice European tie. Golly, man. But is that what it take, man? Death and destruction does tohu wabohu. Is that what it take, man, for people to learn? Obviously it does. Because some brothers still ain't learning, family. I said, look at the boy Puerto Rico Reckless the other night. He could have lost his face on live. Look at the young man, Junior. Dragged out of a store with nothing but adult people in it. I think Dominicans or something. Or some type of other like that. Dragged out the store, man. Stabbed outside. Somebody's child, 15 years old. I said, you niggas don't give a shit about each other, and you brown niggas don't either. You don't even care enough to think about what happens when death happens. I'm going to close with this one. Hey, y'all fussing right by the... Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Damn. Y'all hear that? And it made me forget. No, they didn't. Man, it made me forget my point. No, they didn't. Here's the point. You hear back that cousin. Shit. Goddamn and motherfucker. And then get on the phone when the hospital call or the bill people call. Hello? Oh, hi. Yes. Oh, yes. We got that payment for you. How many of y'all like that on the goddamn phone? Y'all like that with the white man, but you cuss each other out. Look at it, still going off. Look at that, even Nadia going off. These people listening to y'all laughing at y'all, cussing and shit. But that's what, you know, that's crazy. Sound like home, don't it, Warford? Yeah, yes, sir. I wouldn't trade this for the world, man. Classic mom, real talk, bro. My mama used to whip us with them cheap ass dollar store slippers, Joyce. At Warford. My mama would come through sliding her feet with them damn slippers on. Boy, I thought I told you to. And I said, no, I done did it. She'd slip her right close to me, pull that slipper off, and pop! Them goddamn cheap ass slippers hurt. Holy shit. Them cheap ass slippers with the fur, that furry toe part, cheap fur, and then the plastic bottom. Beasley, that's common in the black community. I'm gonna tell you how bad it get, Beasley. Let me tell you this. That's love, actually. No greater love than this, than a mother and a father that would lay down their ass whooping, the smack down on their children to keep them from getting beat in the prisons. Watch this, family. Beasley, obviously you're not black. And now we love you, Beasley. You done came here with your fourth account, third account. It's okay. But yes, Beasley, my mama kept me out the pen, bro. My mama kept me from killing a lot of these motherfuckers, family. And Beasley, you are my family because you're human. Yeah, and there's a such thing as child abuse now. Come on, I agree with you on that. I'm not disagreeing, Beasley. Hell no, I don't beat the shit out of children, and I wouldn't let myself just like my mama never drew blood. You know what I mean? But man, we used to live down south, Beasley. Let me tell you a secret, an ancient Chinese secret about down south. If you're a child, keep your behavior together because on every goddamn bush down south, there's what's called a switch bush. Y'all don't believe this shit. A switch bush. Uh-oh, look at JT. JT is a witness, a living witness. You go outside and grab a switch off the bush and pop. And listen, these are the ones you're supposed to really get. Not them little bitty bendable ones, you know, you could tear them and pull it apart. You're supposed to go all the way to the bottom, down into the root of the bush and pull off one, and you got to pop and bend and make it maneuver it for it to break. That's what my mama would make me do sometimes. I come in with the wrong kind of switch, JT. She tell me, are you crazy? And you think I'm crazy? Man, she'd tell me go back out there and get me two. Get two to pick from. Go get me something to whoop your ass with. Ain't that some shit? Go get the death chair. Go get the electric chair, drag it in here. I go out and get a big switch, man, and bring it in. And look, I ain't got to the braided switches yet, because that's when it is getting up on the threshold of abuse. But I am a living witness. Mama never used the braided switch on me, but my auntie, don't y'all tell nobody. Don't y'all tell nobody my auntie used to whoop the shit out of my cousins then with a braided switch. I ain't gonna tell you which auntie. Some of these niggas will call the police on my auntie and she's 70. Some of these niggas will try to call the CPS on my mother and she's in her 70s. But listen, family, the switch. Down south, they got bushes called the switch bush. You get your motherfucking switch and you run your hand down the switch and tear all the leaves off, just like that. Just like I just said that. Tear that off, Beasley. Watch this. Beasley, listen to me. My aunt kept her children out of the jail. Well, she kept all except for one out of the jail with them goddamn switches. My mother kept me out the jail with her plastic bottom Family Dollar slippers and the motherfucking switch, Beasley. Because, listen, let me give you another point in about the black family and the black community, Beasley. Most of us grew up in either broken homes or homes estranged from our fathers. So many of us, more than not, had mothers that were mother-fathers. Truth, Beasley. And when you have a mother raising a big bad motherfucking child, rambunctious and bold, you need a switch, Beasley. Listen, Beasley, Chicago don't have no goddamn switch bushes. Listen to me, Beasley. Listen to this. I said Chicago don't have no goddamn switch bushes. And everybody that knew how to use a goddamn switch before the child gets unbendable, they must have died off. Because Beasley, this generation that you're looking at, that are out here walking the streets with 30 round clip Glocks, listen to me, Beasley. Those motherfuckers needed switches before they got the guns. And the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from that way. The Bible also says the rod of correction is to be used by the parent that loves his child or her child. And the Bible says that the rod of correction will not kill him. Even the braided switch, Beasley. G, I'm a living witness that it will not fucking kill you, but it will strike fear into your heart that is so holy. I'm talking about a holy fear reverence, Beasley. The switch brings. The switch is better than having the Pope walking through your motherfucking house, swinging incense and shit. The switch bush is more holy than the Buddha. Mm-hmm. Sometimes say he still feeds it. I said the switch bush kept many people out of the cemetery and the prison yards and the dope house and the prostitute corner and everywhere else, Beasley. Now, again, there's a fine line between you, a father out in the street, and you done squared off with your 17-year-old son, and not only did you have to do that, but you done knocked him the fuck out and you stomping him out. That's abuse, Beasley. Here's abuse. When you take a hot iron and you do a penny, like on Good Times. Penny, I think was that Penny Mama burning her with the motherfucking iron? Burning him with the iron, a hot iron. That's abuse, Beasley. Beasley, it's abuse to not feed your child. It's abuse to not take your child to the doctor. It is abuse to verbally abuse them and to demote them. But Beasley, when you get 18 and your mother never taught you to have a reverent fear for not only the community, the elders, and the police, and the prisons and the courts, but when you get 18 and nobody ever taught you that, Beasley, about the switch bush, nobody ever showed you the holy switch bush, Beasley, when you're in prison, they beat the fuck out of you with nightsticks. They spray you with tear gas in prison, Beasley. Beasley, the cops watch black men get fucked and raped and beaten to death in almost every high-level security yard prison in America. And many of those young men are 18, 19. Believe that. Even CYA, California Youth Authority, full of young men that didn't get the goddamn switch, but you could go in CYA and you can even find serial killers, Beasley. I like your name. That's why I say it so much. I like your name, for real, Beasley. It's cool. It's a cool name. And so I'm saying, Beasley, fam, Beasley, the switch bush, I said, is holy. That means Kodesh. In the Hebrew, the word Kodesh means set apart. That don't mean what these nut-ass Christians make holy to mean. Set apart means something set apart for a specific purpose. And I'm telling you that switch bush ain't good for nothing but correcting children. I mean, the switch bush don't have a goddamn other purpose. It's a weed, actually, I think. But I'm telling you, it is Kodesh, holy, and have saved many white people's lives, saved many black folk lives. A goddamn switch bush. Maybe that was the damn bush burning. Moses saw burning. A goddamn switch bush. I said that switch bush to millions of black people, Beasley, it saved our life. It was not abuse. And I'm telling you, when those young men get to letting off shots outside your house with an AK-47 and 100-round drum, and he's 14, 15, Beasley, that's abuse. You see, they've taken away the right to chastise black children that would give them the fear that would not make them criminals. Fearless, but really foolish. That switch bush I said is holy, Beasley. It is set apart for a specific people, a specific purpose. And I said it's good for nothing else but saving lives and beating ass. Beasley, have you ever heard an AK-47 outside your house, full automatic with a 100-round drum, and the nigga got another one in the car? Have you ever heard that, Beasley? Do you know what that sounds like? Do you know what it sounds like to hear weapons, large caliber weapons, going off inside a living dwelling, Beasley? I bet you don't. What I'm telling you, that sound would make you shit your motherfucking pants on your birthday, Beasley. Black people live that shit. And the main reason that our young people are out here doing that deed times 100, Beasley, is because the holy bush, the switch bush, the goddamn belt, the shoe, the anything that my mom used to pick up and throw at my motherfucking ass when I was disrespectful and wouldn't listen to reason. All of those things have become passe, Beasley. And black people have learned to listen to you. See that? We know you don't have no bad vibes in you about telling us about child abuse, but we're telling you that children are shooting out in the streets with AK-47s, SKs, shotguns, shit bigger and better, ARs and 308s and all kind of old rusty ass shit and all kind of crazy pistols with clips that hang out longer than the gun itself, man. Military war weapons. 14, 13, 15, 17. Beasley. So what do you say? The switch bush. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Spare not the rod, and if you do, you spoil the child. The rod of correction will drive foolishness far from a child, and it won't kill him. Versus 100 rounds shot outside your front door, Beasley. Which would you rather? And which is child abuse? Because child abuse is not just beating your goddamn children. But I want to suggest to you, child abuse is not beating these motherfuckers, Beasley. I love you, Beasley, but I got to tell this truth. You see, because not only have we allowed people of your sort and your type to say prayer needs to be taken out of the schools, but also kill all of the holy switch bushes and don't beat them with belts. But all the while, no prayer. Parents scared to beat these motherfuckers because Beasley's CPS will come through your house like a tornado. All the while, Beasley, murder rates going up, and it's even spilling over into your community, Beasley. Beasley, you're a homosexual. You told us the other day, and we don't judge you for that. I don't. I ministered to you that way, and I told you that God loves you, and I respect you. I respect you enough to minister to you, and I respect you enough to tell you the truth now. Beasley, not beating the shit out of these children today that can potentially become menaces to society in their own communities is abuse. And CPS ought to look at this thought. When you spare the rod, you get Chicago. I say when you spare the rod, you get South Florida. When you spare the rod, you get New Orleans. When you spare the rod, Beasley, you get Detroit. When you spare the rod, Beasley, you get Oakland. Beasley. Fuck is wrong with you, Beasley? Fuck is wrong with you? And Baltimore. Baltimore was one of the most vicious and ridiculous places to live for anybody for a long stretch of time, and it still is. Real talk, man. Real talk time, Rod. When you spare the rod, you get Baltimore. And Beasley, you don't wait till you're 18 to correct your child. You do that when they're 6, when they're 8, when they're 10. You teach them what fear is, and you teach them what reverence is, and you teach them what is holy, so that they can understand who to fear, who to reverence, and what to deem as holy. Listen to me, Beasley. Listening to what you said is like listening to a straight up psychosis. Because I'm saying listening because that's the voice of the world. Don't beat the kids. Don't beat the kids. Don't beat the kids. Yes, Beasley is a homosexual, and Beasley needed a beating when he was a child. We love you, Beasley. This is our ministry, man. You needed your goddamn ass a good braided switch. Because you was one of the people that said you was born that way, Beasley. And I proved to you the other day you weren't born that way. But truly, the family is saying you needed an ass whooping, Beasley. You needed your motherfucking ass abused, Beasley. Because now as a grown man, you're abusing yourself. See how that works? Now as a grown man, you're abusing yourself and you're abusing whatever race you are akin to. If you're white, you're being a cog in the system called negative birth rate. All that is connected to that. More dying than being born. And if you would have got your ass whooped, Beasley, you would have been a straight man. You would have had seed and egg come together. You would have had a child. But Beasley didn't get his ass whooped, and today he's a homosexual. And these niggas in Chicago and these niggas all over the country, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, ain't getting their asses whooped. And guess what we're getting? Bullets falling from the sky, goddammit. Raining bullets. Raining knives. Raining Percocets and Molly. Raining nut-ass niggas on YouTube that'll put their life on the line to lie and to circle around that dead flesh like I told you before the buzzards do. Just to fight over a piece of rotting, maggoty skin. Beasley, you needed your goddamn ass whooped. Yes, you did. Now, family, in closing, what is the word of the Lord today? Whoop your kid's motherfucking ass, man. Whoop your child's ass when they need it. And the rest of the time, love them with everything you got in them, in you. Teach your children that they are great. Teach your children that they don't have to be stuck to a cycle of psychosis saying, well, I can only be a rapper or a ball player or a nigga that sell dope or pimp. Raise their minds. Like God allowed you all to hear me talk to my son. And my son, I'm telling you, gonna be great. And he is great already. When we start doing that with our children and we go back to that holy bush, that holy belt, that holy slipper, that holy book. When we stop letting people tell us shit that we know is wrong for our community. Don't whip the kids, that's abuse. Shut the fuck up. Right? Family, we got a responsibility. And what we're seeing all around the country in the way of our children murdering like this, it is a failure not simply of the children, but it is a failure of the parents. Your child should be scared to go out and murder unjustly. I bet you my sons have a reverent fear of not only the pen and the police, but father. I bet you they won't run out and be just shooting niggas up and just shooting and stabbing and cutting, rooting and tooting, cutting and shooting. Bet you that. Why? Because there were things put into them when they were young, when they were bendable. And listen to this, don't lose your children by chasing money and your fucking job. I ain't talking about losing them by not being in their presence. I'm talking about lose you as a parent to teach them and correct them and guide them and even fill them with great things and great words. Don't lose that by you being a workaholic and being addicted to money. But when you're bringing your money home, you dumping it on a child that you don't see for 48 hours at a time. And that child take that same money and go out in the street and buy an AR-15, and now he's a gang leader. Shit happens. It's happening now. It's your responsibility, parents. If your child is a murderer, I think it ought to be made legislation and new law that the parent ought to get the death penalty. I am sorry. I'm just being honest. If your child is a murderer before the age of 17, the parent ought to go to the goddamn death chamber with the child. Because it's a shame that even if you have an estranged relationship with your child, even like mine and my sons, I said there's a relationship, maybe not as perfect as it should be, but there is a reverence and there is a teaching and there is a belief and there are actual parents on that end that do the same thing that I do on this end, that are great at fathering my son. Shout out to his mother. Shout out to Daryl, his stepfather. Because we all cohabitate in peace. How many families are doing that? How many families are doing that? When sin breaks up your home, do you let sin rule and reign, or do you fight? Fathers, mothers. I said if you got a gangbanging 15-year-old, your ass need to be on the road with him when he gets caught. Because you should have beat his ass before he thought that was cool to do without cause. Now in clothing. And the deacons, y'all can come on with the collection plate. Everybody stand on your feet. I'm just bullshitting. But y'all, the truth is, black and brown lives don't mean shit. At least not right now.